Hi, my name is Dawn Thornberry, and I will be doing a review on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. To start off, I hear a lot of people start off saying it's not the same Call of Duty in an optimistic tone. IGN even starts off their review with this argument. They're right, it's not the same old Call of Duty, but the new plotline behind the game isn't necessarily different in a good way. It seems the plot has been taken in a completely different direction solely based on the past reviews that all Call of Duty games are the same. So rather than enforcing the small shreds of plot that existed in the past games, they came up with a radically different plotline altogether. The idea behind Call of Duty for the years that it has been a game series was a first-person shooter that revolves around warfare. More specifically, warfare between America and other countries during various time periods. Now, to make the plotline a bit more interesting, zombies have been thrown into the mix. So now Call of Duty is going to ride on the zombie hype. However, it doesn't just stop at zombies. In addition to the zombies, we now have unknown technology that seems to be the justification to the zombies. Now, Call of Duty isn't just a first-person shooter that revolves around time period-based warfare, but also science fiction and horror plots. The game's ability to tell a story effectively was a bit hard to follow. Sometimes, it felt like there were too many missing pieces to the story. You would be in campaign and wouldn't know why you're doing what you're doing or how to do it. It made enjoying the game a little bit challenging and frustrating. One aspect of the campaign mode I found appealing was that your actions throughout the campaign affected other outcomes. Incorporating that into the story helps immerse the player into the story, rather than feel like you're just watching a movie. Setting aside the plotline of the game, let's talk about the visual aspects. It's been known that Call of Duty games typically are not quite up to the standards of their competitor games that are released approximately at the same time. However, I do feel this time around Call of Duty has picked up their quality and visuals of the game. The animation is quite a bit better. It's not as jolting and artificial that it's been in the past games. The facial animation in the cinematics really attribute to the quality of the animation. The textures are much more detailed, where before we had textures that were stretched and sometimes at poor resolutions. The reaction time for the player to the game is much better.
Back off!
All he said was, mi hermana. That's Spanish for sister, dipshit.
The gameplay itself is better as well. We don't have as much problem with lagging between player commands and the game carrying out those commands. Past games have had issues where it may lag and your guns won't fire as soon as you press the button, causing you to miss your target. There aren't as many glitch spots on the maps where collisions are either off or partially non-existent. Overall, a much better and more satisfying gameplay experience. My more preferred part of the game is something Call of Duty still stands true to: multiplayer mode. The multiplayer mode gives many different options on how to play and how to get started. Even if you haven't played any Call of Duty games before, I feel it does a pretty good job introducing the controls and aspects of the game to new players. It has many different styles of playing, and the Create a Class option is more customizable than past games. There is even an in-depth ranking system to rank up your class and get better weapons and gear, prolonging the appeal of the multiplayer side of the game. And as always, it caters to the competitive players and gives you a thrill of a first-person shooter. There are a lot of good and improved aspects of the game, but it also has a lot of issues, mostly concerning the plotline and campaign mode side. The gameplay of the game overall is pretty well done and has definitely improved a lot of the irritating lag issues from before. The plot is a constant frustration, especially since this is from the Call of Duty series. It just seems very off for the series, and not in a good way. It seems like they went way overboard with the do something different advice, and tried to market more towards whatever is at a big hype and will sell rather than genuinely doing something different. It's difficult to keep a series of any kind going for an extended period of time, like Call of Duty has, but that doesn't mean it should stray far from its genre. Overall, I give Call of Duty Black Ops 2 a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching.